Pro tip 23. The only difference between heaven and hell is willingness. As long as I've lived and the work that I do as a life coach, I've discovered one major thing, that the line between suffering and joy is not as far apart as we may think. It's actually really, really thin. That line is willingness. So you know the difference between love making and rape? Yeah, it's just willingness. The difference between slavery and service, it's willingness. The difference between duty, obligation, and devotion, it's just willingness. If you have willingness, life's amazing. If you're unwilling, you kind of get raped by life. I know it's a harsh way to say it, but that's kind of what's happening. See, most people are suffering because their willingness to participate with life is very, very partial. Some things they like, so they jump in with both feet. Most things we don't like, so we have one foot in and one foot out, and then we're suffering. See, the deal is most of us don't have control over many things that happen, right? You don't control the weather. You don't control what other people think. We don't control so many things that happen in the external world. But the one thing you actually do control is your willingness. Now, if you decide because you can't control things on the outside world and you're not okay with them, then what happens is we become unwilling. It doesn't mean that somehow you get out of it. No, it just means that you suffer through life doing things that you feel like you have to do. And then life is not a joy. But the moment you choose to become willing, a willing participant with life, exactly the way it is, in this moment, your suffering's over. You cannot suffer when you choose this moment exactly as it is, to participate with full involvement. There's no suffering in that. Make your willingness total, and you will find yourself discovering this thing called heaven that exists right here and right now. This moment, this eternal life that we're all seeking, it doesn't start in the future. It begins right now, and you can only access it through this thing called willingness. Let's learn how to do that today.